I see nothing but an endless expanse of white. Shouldn't I be in the cathedral preparing for the ritual? There was no chanting or sudden burst of lights. But before I knew it, I was in this world of whiteness. Hierophants? No response. I try to listen, but this place is all silence. I look closer, but there is no path. Was the ritual a failure? That can't be. It's all an authentication protocol left by Hierophants, after all. If we the processing correctly, this should have ended with no response. But this, below me, seems this place isn't so empty. I realize I'm standing on top of a level surface. Upon noticing this, I try to walk forward, but I hit an invisible barrier. It looks like, why, there are walls. Is it a labyrinth? How are you supposed to navigate a labyrinth if you can't even tell where the walls begin and end? There I go, overthinking things again. Can't act, but if you can seek an answer, you'll always provide. Isn't that right? Hierophant, tell me where to find Marco Polo. I demand an answer from the expanse of whites. When I do, Marco Polo appears before me. Oh! Well, if it isn't the commander. Fancy seeing you again so soon. Of course, the world could hardly function without Marco Polo. I'm already caught up in everything. I'll go straight to test site ES40111 and save the world in the name of the Holy See. Rest assured and behold Marco Polo's great exploits. Oh? Why are you just standing there in a daze? Keep moving at once. I'm ready and raring to show them my glory. God, Hierophant really is just unfathomable. The world is suddenly engulfed in darkness. The white disappeared. I saw her locked eyes with Hierophant for a mere instant. As usual, she was lifeless as a statue, but I saw a mix of emotions in there. Some approval, some anticipation, and anxiety? What's God got to be anxious about? Traversing the waterway to Genoa, Goetz' team rushed to the Hagioble Alliance military base. As a coastal city protected by the Imperial Barrier, Genoa had preserved a portion of the coastal region. This made it the ideal location to enter the Netherworld and perform deep dives. And many of the remnants of the Sardinia's League forces were concentrated there. I didn't think you'd be back so soon. Indeed, we returned barely, and without a single deep dive scroll to boot. But as you know, the situation can change in the blink of an eye. At minimum, the electors have acknowledged the value of deep dives. By the way, Carcelio, did you ever hear the ritual of the Transcender during your time in Rome? What purpose does it serve exactly? Is it a ritual that summons someone called a Transcender from the heavens? Is it related to the visitors from beyond mercenaries? I'm afraid I don't know much about the ritual myself. I've heard rumors of the mercenaries you speak of. If I get the opportunity to speak with them directly, I may be able to glean something. Avignon isn't too far away. Once the ritual is done, we can come up with an excuse to make them come here. That won't do. The ritual at St. goes smoothly, then Cole will rush to perform the coronation as soon as possible. Which means they'll head to Brandenburg rather than Genoa. But if you insist, I may be able to contrive an opportunity. Let's secure business first. 25 for 1, I've arranged for the deep dive protection ritual to be performed. Only you go under, and how long do you plan to? To the limits. I'll just confirm some theories. Theories, We learned important information on this ship. Supposedly, using the deep dive scrolls to enter the Netherworld weakens the Imperial Barrier. E2501 speculates the Netherworld and the Barrier may be two different manifestations of the same power. In short, good intentions create the Barrier, while evil intentions create the Netherworld. Ironically, we used to call them sin shadows, shades of ill intent. I heard this theory well in Rome. If that's the case, the evil intention... Fuck. Far away the benevolence. How could there be such a difference in evil's favor? I don't include evil thoughts, include negative motivation too. As the war gets worse for us, negative devotion and despair gets stronger. But it's still too big of a difference. It's only a theory, I need to verify it. I want to investigate it all night. Nah, I'm not going in there exhausted. It's dangerous at night. I can't wait until daytime. Okay. It's all the same as another world anyway. That's Marco Polo's theme, isn't it? With Hierophant's assistance, the ritual of descent ended in success. Marco Polo appeared out of thin air at Avignon's cathedral, just like in Test Site Theta. After smugly making her grand entrance, she was markedly disappointed to find out she was in Avignon instead of Rome. What did Hierophant tell her before sending her in here? Help was of the city like that the world has appeared, the end is nigh. Cole returns to the cathedral and requests that Marco Polo accompany her to Brandenburg for the coronation. However, your world is driven by symbolism and rituals now, and I best understand the process of these rituals. Marco Polo waves a hand, causing a pedestal to rise up from the cathedral floor. The original Hagiobul. Well done, rescuing it from Rome. The Holy See needs to read it carefully before making a decision. There's a copy of the Hagiobul in Brandenburg, too. Yes, a copy. I require the original. An original and a copy might as well be worlds apart. For example, have the patterns of this page been properly copied? Patterns? Could it be? Are those patterns some sort of coded message? Of course they are. That is where the value of the original lies. If only my devoted servant Raphaelia were here. I also have to make do with Eugen there. Oh? Treat me like little more than a warm body now, are you? It's been ages since someone looked down on me so. Excuse you, I require an assistant for the ritual. Do you consider yourself worthy or not? I'm sure Z2 would be more than happy to learn. Performing a ritual, but what kind? Forget my foreignness. Most effective use of our time will be heading directly to Brandenburg for the coronation. It's hardly as urgent as you think. The crowd isn't going anywhere. You must choose your emperor carefully. A coronation does not simply birth an emperor out of thin air. Have you even found a suitable candidate? Presumably not. If you had candidates, the seat would not have been vacant for so long. You're right. It won't work. Clerical electors have no right to be chosen, and secular electors and major nobles have failed to reach an agreement. See, I understand your sense of urgency, but you must remain calm. I have a question. If the symbols match, or whatever you call it, can a ship girl become emperor? Yes, but it'd be surely difficult to have her certified. If you summon an emperor directly, like with ritual of descent. Friedrich de Gros, for example. Friedrich de Gros. The Hagiobul's list of names includes no such ship girl. List of names? Are all ship girls in the world on that list before they're even created? Yes. Very few know the secret, however. But mine to Marco Polo not on the list either. Perhaps it's not entirely impossible. As the title of emperor, I've not heard the name Friedrich de Gros. Which Friedrich is her name exactly? First, second, or third? I think it was the second? It's Friedrich the Second. There should be no issue with the authentication. However, the Imperial Summoning Ritual is not recorded within the holy texts. No worries there. Marco Polo and I can handle it, isn't that right? Also, why are you laughing just now? Ah, nothing important. I was just remembering a funny joke. Friedrich will do. Leave the summoning ritual to us. Friedrich will do my plans too. What are you scheming now? I was investigating the secret messages in Hagiobul. I found a ritual that seems to fit the description of the Imperial Summoning Ritual. But you see, as a prerequisite. While I mentioned preparing for the ritual, I was referring to fulfilling said requirements. I had this plan in mind the whole time. Why, of course! Do tell, what is this prerequisite? The Kingdom of Sicily itself? Why? The Kingdom of Sicily must exist. Maybe you're right. I'm not following. What does it mean? Don't you worry about it. You'll understand when the time comes. You settled me because you need my special expertise, no? And have faith in my decisions. Back on topic, the Imperial Summoning Ritual requires the existence of Sicily. However, Sicily itself is going to go for a netherworld, and to drive back to the netherworld, the coronation must first be performed. A paradox if I've ever heard one. It certainly sounds like it. But in reality, test site ES131618, one with the Sardinia League, features an intact Apennine Peninsula, while the regions outside the peninsula are missing. Fits especially well with the test site, doesn't it? It fits? Are you saying you're going to piece them together? Exactly. With the World Link Ritual, we're meant to two test sites to create one complete entity. Is that even possible? The Hagiobul says it is. You lack all the power to fight the Netherworld, don't you? The Sardinia's League people act on my command. One little link, and BAM! Our firepower has grown exponentially. Besides, with the Holy See about its own errors at hand. Well, go on and praise my genius! I like great singularity merely connected to test sites so as to overlap portions of them together. You're both perfect test sites. Seems to be incorporating some foundational element of the science or plan. This is an excellent for artificial singularity technology. Under any other circumstances, I would have rejected such an insane plan. But how can I trust you? I suppose I'll have to trust you too. Do you think it'll work? Don't worry, I have absolute confidence. But do as you must. Oh, all you can do too? Come with me. It's time to prepare the making ritual. I love her. She is so fun to act.